Would you like to learn about 3 trending cryptocurrencies to $3 million? The cryptocurrency market at the moment is suffering from a lot of fear. And this potentially poses one of the best times to get into cryptocurrency. And if you get into a trending one, you could be riding an enormous wave. My name is the Suppoman, your superhero of 100x altcoins. If you love content like this, make sure you smash a like on this video and make sure you join and smash the subscribe button to join 105,000 plus people wanting to get rich from cryptocurrency, and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on timely gems, and timing is everything in cryptocurrency. So what we are going to do in this episode is we are going to, first of all, we are going to go a little bit into Bitcoin, and then I'm going to talk about these 3 trending cryptocurrencies. And then afterwards, we are going to have a session where you can discuss with me live any cryptocurrencies you want me to have a look at and you think have got amazing potential at the moment. So let me just first of all share this to the Twitterverse and get some people in here. Yes, we're going to have some people coming in very, very shortly. So what we've got at the moment is the market cap is at $2.2 trillion. The market continues to move sideways and we continue to see drops on a daily basis. Now, if we have a look and see where we are at as far as Bitcoin is concerned, we can see that there is a constant move downwards. However, what we can see is that there is a bit of a slowdown in the down rate at which Bitcoin is going down, which means that there is resistance being, or should I say support, being found at this level here. We are not having lower lows, which is encouraging for Bitcoin. Now, this particular January anyway, I think is a continuation of a longer bull market. And as a result of that, January poses a time where it all starts from zero again for the big whales and institutions that get into cryptocurrency. Essentially what happens is they've had a fantastic 2021. They take some profits, and we saw that there was a kind of double top with Bitcoin. So that posed a very, very good time to take profits, not only with Bitcoin, but with metaverse coins and some coins that have been trending in the cryptocurrency market. And so as a result of that, I imagine that because there's going to be a longer bull market, that as a result of that, the price of Bitcoin is going to be driven down and the price of the market is going to be driven down quite low in order to achieve much better profits over the course of 2022. So given that I think there is an appetite for an extended bull market this year, I think that the prices are potentially going to be taken down lower to make for better, or should I say, for reported fantastic gains by the end of 2022. So that is why I think that the market is having a bit of a reset right now. It's to make way for the money flow coming in the later part of this year potentially, or the later part of this bull cycle. So we could be having a cycle between now and March, which is where I personally think is going to extend to. March, April time is where I think we're going to see the biggest gains being made. Could be wrong. And it could, of course, be over the course of 2022. We have gains over the course of the year. But I remain optimistic either way. I maintain that despite a double top in Bitcoin, that we have not yet hit euphoria stage. Now, something that I wanted to actually make you aware of is Ethereum and the euphoria stages of Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum really represents, in my opinion, the altcoin market. Bitcoin represents Bitcoin, but Ethereum represents the altcoin market because Ethereum is the #1 altcoin. So instead of just looking merely at the sentiment of Bitcoin, I think it's actually a good thing to look at the sentiment of Ethereum, because this will show you the sentiment regarding altcoins. So as we can see here, Ethereum has only really experienced 3 euphoria stages. It experienced one in 2016 with the birth of Ethereum, essentially. This was the birth of smart contracts. And then 2017, we can see that altcoins had a fantastic time over the beginning part. Pretty much what happened in 2021, which is from the very beginning all the way through January to April time, we had what I would say is kind of a euphoria stage, which is what we really hit here, if you can see. Between the end of April and May, beginning of May, we had a euphoria season for Ethereum. But this is exactly what happened all the way back in 2017. There was quite a long euphoria stage for Ethereum and therefore altcoins. So I think that this paves the way that we had basically 3 Ethereum euphorias in 2017 to the beginning of 2018. And we've only had 1 euphoria for Ethereum so far, which says to me that there is no euphoria stage for altcoins so far. And we are yet to hit that. So that's where I think that's what I think the data is presenting, is that euphoria has not yet hit the altcoins, not even close. And it's only had this tiny, what I would call a pathetic attempt at a euphoria stage, not even close to what we experienced in 2017. So I think 2022 is going to be the year. Now, despite the fact that most of the cryptocurrencies are down right now, something which is very trendy is NFTs. So if we have a look at Google Trends, which shows you what is trending, what cryptocurrencies are trending right now, crypto gaming is down on trend. Metaverse is down on trend slightly, but NFTs are actually performing incredibly well at 91. So what I'm going to be bringing you is cryptocurrencies that basically combine metaverse or crypto gaming with strong NFT influence, because having strong NFTs, ones that you would want to purchase on OpenSea, for instance, this is going to make way for the bigger gains, I think, by exploiting the NFT market. Let me just make sure, actually, because I haven't yet done so, that you can actually hear me okay and everything. Yes, you can. Okay, that's perfect. So good to know. Anyway, so NFTs right now are doing really well. So as you can see, the Mutant Ape and Bored Ape yacht clubs have got up huge. And actually, this only happened, I think, today, which is that Eminem actually spent 400k on a Bored Ape that looks like him. So this one, on a Bored Ape. Now, the floor price of Bored Apes has just gone up dramatically, and Mutant Apes were much cheaper. So you can see the floor price. That means the cheapest NFT of this collection is basically 73.4 Ethereum. Now, a couple of weeks ago, this was 43 Ethereum. And I know this because I was looking to buy the Bored Ape that was at 43 Ethereum. So obviously I made a mistake not doing that. But anyway, this is just showing you there is a big appetite for NFTs right now. Celebrities may not necessarily like to speculate on cryptocurrencies as a whole, but certainly NFTs is the most fun asset class right now. So yeah, so as you can see, basically the apes are at the top, the Mutant Ape, Bored Ape, and this new one, Primate Planet, this has gone up as well. I was going to buy one of these yesterday. And Psychedelics Anonymous, which is what was mentioned literally in my last live stream, that has also gone up from 13 to now at number 10. So NFTs doing extremely well. So that leaves for me to get right into the nub of this. So, a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and all cryptocurrency investments are risky. Do not buy without doing your own research, no matter what the Suppoman says. Use me as a basis for your research. And all views and predictions expressed here are personal opinion and for educational purposes. The first altcoin gem I am going to bring you is called Bad Days, which is part of Marvelous NFTs. And this is going to be brought out on the 14th of January. But what is Bad Days? Bad Days is a Marvel superheroes 1v1 beat 'em up. Now, the YouTube series of Bad Days has got 850k subscribers. Now, this game is going to be brought out on the PC, the web, Web3, and on mobile. So what you can do with this game is essentially you can get these NFT superheroes and you can bond them in order to essentially make a superhero. So what you do in this game is you collect, own, breed, and battle rare heroes. So you have got this PvP mode where you go against another superhero. So it could be Suppoman versus Captain America, or the Incredible Hulk versus one of the Incredibles, I don't know. And you just pit them against each other. Whoever wins, earns. And of course, there is an NFT marketplace. So these Marvel superheroes, you can essentially buy as NFTs and pit them against other NFTs in a PvP mode. So I think that this particular, because of its Marvel influence, has fantastic potential. So there are 2 tokens within Bad Days. One is MNFT, which is Marvelous NFT, I suppose. This is a deflationary token because of buyback and burn. What you can do with this token is you can stake it, you can earn it as an in-game currency, and with MNFT, you buy and sell NFTs. So it's the currency to be able to buy and sell NFTs. And then there is a second token, which is called Fuse. And this is how you level up. So you can essentially get 2 cards or 2 characters of kind of the same genre or same theme. So Incredible Hulk and Incredible Hulk, merge them together to create a Super Incredible Hulk and level up as a character, therefore giving you more opportunity to earn within Bad Days. So the partners of this include Master Ventures, the Good Games Guild. Now, Good Games Guild is becoming one of the bigger guilds, okay? So guilds are a place that you can essentially invest in this token, and they are providing value to you via a treasury, and it's basically through gaming tokens exclusively. Now, they are not including rubbish games. They are only taking tier 1 games within the Good Games Guild. So this gives you an indication of the fact that this seems to be a cryptocurrency of promise. And of course, it has got Bluezilla. This is going to be coming out on the Bluezilla launch pads, which and a few of them as well, which shows you that they have got the lion's share of the supply, which can then be given to people who are staking on the Bluezilla launch pads and Ferrum. So these are top partners, of which there are more actually, but I just wanted to say what I thought were the 4 more noteworthy kind of partners. Now this is going to be 185k market cap. 185k! Basically 1.8 million, it's already 10x'd. 18 million, and it's 100x'd. 185 million, which given this is Marvel superheroes, that's 1000x. So this is going to be coming out on MetaPlay, which is not a Bluezilla launchpad, but it's one of their partners, and it's coming out on the 13th on MetaPlay, and it's going to be coming out on GameZone, BSC Pad, and Velaspad on the Bluezilla launchpads. Now, GameZone and Velaspad anyway, I think give pretty good allocations. Velaspad probably the better allocations. GameZone now have a Celestial tier, so possibly the best opportunities to get a good allocation of Bad Days is through GameZone Celestial and through Velaspad. The second altcoin gem that I have got for you is called Wasted Lands, and Wasted Lands is going to be coming out very, very shortly. But what is Wasted Lands? Wasted Lands is a apocalypse-based RPG game. So it is post-pandemic. So what you do in this game is you have a PvP, PvE mode, and a mating mode as well. So you can mate with other characters. This is really what I call a quite fantastic role-playing game, because it really imitates real life. On a lot of these games, you do not have mating. You cannot mate with a mate, basically, a person of the opposite sex or on the same sex. This is actually giving same-sex mating, which is actually very, very innovative and the first game to bring out same-sex mating. So what you do in this game, I call this game the Crypto Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, which is basically an apocalypse-based drama series. So, what you do in this game is you build an army. You get your army, and the bigger the army is, the more undefeatable you are. If you've ever watched The Walking Dead, then if you are part of Rick's gang, which include, Michonne, Abraham, Eugene, Carl, and all that lot, you want to have that army because they are awesome fighters and over the course of time of experience. So you build an army, you build a community, potentially the people you take care of, and you build a shelter. All right, so you build your own town for your community to stay in. It's so much like The Walking Dead. I am really, really interested in this. And then what you do is you explore land. So in the player versus environment, you find other armies or communities, you kill them, you raid their supplies, you get their vehicles, etc., which is what you need to supply and ultimately survive this apocalypse. So there are 2 tokens for this game. The first one is WOW. This is the governance and staking cryptocurrency, but also with this cryptocurrency, you buy and rent NFTs and you can buy Wasted Lands merchandise. And then you have got WAS, which is the in-game currency. You earn this in all of the modes, the PvE, PvP, and of course the mating as well. Now the backers are well known. They've got OKX, obviously OK Exchange. So this shows you this has potentially got a listing on OKX. It's got X21, Good Games Guild again, and GD10. And GD10 have gotten in some of the best games that have come out in Metaverse season. So they got very, very good backers. Now, what is the size of the opportunity? This is going to be a 390k market cap. So again, south of 500,000 market cap. Fantastic place to be. And they are going to be having an IDO or IGO on GameFi very, very shortly, 6th of Jan, and you can whitelist for it now. And they have got an IEO, an initial exchange offering, also. That shows you a potential listing with KuCoin. All right, so this is showing you this is probably going to be going on 2 centralized exchanges, so OKX, KuCoin, and also likely to go on probably PancakeSwap. The third altcoin gem that I have got for you today is another one. What? Another one? Another one, people. Another one. That's basically my phrase. So this is coming out at the end of January, and this is a very unique cryptocurrency. Why? Because it introduces physical items. Okay, this is basically a merging of physical and digital. All right, so what this is it's a sneakers, trainers, whatever you call them, marketplace. So what happens is you get digitally owned and designed and physically redeemable sneakers. All right, so you can have basically sneakers to use in the metaverse. So you can digitally design and own them, and you have got big brands that are going to be digitally designing sneakers for this platform. So you can use them digitally as one of the items in your metaverse world, and or you can physically redeem them and create an actual physical trainer or sneaker out of it. So this is going to be a marketplace that opens up on Cosmos, and Cosmos is an ecosystem being built out. It's a first mover, not only as a vision, but also on Cosmos. So it's got 2 first mover advantages. So on this marketplace, what you can do is you can create these sneakers, you can buy, sell, trade them, and the good part of this is via blockchain, I suppose, technology, you have got the authenticity shown via the blockchain. Okay, so this is a little bit like kind of VeChain merged with an NFT marketplace. It's the authenticity. One of the most counterfeited item in the world is actually trainers or sneakers. Okay, so this is a way of making sure you get the real thing. Now, I imagine over the course of time, you are going to have the likes of maybe ASICS, Reebok, Adidas, Nike. They're probably going to be coming in and creating versions of these sneakers. That's where I see this going, because this is Adidas have already gotten into the metaverse. They've already gotten into NFTs. They already have bought Bored Apes, and they've already created a collection as part of Bored Apes. So it shows you that they are into it, and this is giving them an actual direct avenue into it. So what you also are going to get with another one is ISOs. The first time ever you are going to have initial shoe offerings. So designers are going to be able to offer initial versions of shoes before it actually goes and is usable and is on an exchange, whether that be on OpenSea, SoulSea, or one of the other NFT marketplaces like Refinable. And that allows users and wearers to be able to get first dibs before it goes on the exchange. Now, the backers are famous, okay? So you've got Animoca Brands. Animoca Brands has only really gotten into the top cryptocurrencies so far, particularly in the NFT landscape. Like anything they have gotten into has done extremely well. Like CryoWar, for instance, that like nearly 300x. Then you've got FBG. Now, FBG do not really get into metaverse or NFT. They really get into solid fundamentals in finance, like DeFi cryptocurrencies and payment platforms. However, this seems like this is their potentially first go in NFTs, particularly in modern NFTs. Then the Sandbox. So the Sandbox, as you know, is it's a kind of closed but open metaverse cryptocurrency platform, and they have invested in another one. So that goes to show that you'll probably be able to use these sneakers on the Sandbox, and of course GD10 once again. Now, it's got a slightly higher market cap because this is a premier cryptocurrency. Premier cryptocurrencies with premier backers tend to have higher market caps. And this is going to be around about maybe even slightly less than 1 million market cap. Now, the USPs of this is it's a first mover. This is a first of a type of cryptocurrency. It's on Cosmos. Very few cryptocurrencies in that ecosystem. It's got top VCs, and the NFTs within this collection are likely to be adopted by businesses. So BB basically equals big brands. So Adidas, Reebok, Nike, etc. And the C, well, you can't really see it actually. There we are, BB and C. What the hell is that? Oh, that's my t-shirt. Yeah, and the C equals celebrities. This is likely to have a good big brands and celebrity adoption of another one. So here we are. Those are 3 trending cryptocurrencies to 3 million. Those are 3 powerhouses. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite out of these 3. Now, I have got another couple for you, and one of them includes Tiny Colony. Now, Tiny Colony has just come out. It is available to buy on Radium, and it's still incredibly small. So what is Tiny Colony? Tiny Colony is a Solana-based Ant Sims stroke Sim City game. So essentially what you do here is you build infrastructure and grow ant colonies. So just like with Sim City, what you do is a construction game. You build essentially the city infrastructure within this, and you grow colonies within this. So you create shelter and you can house your ant colonies in here. Now, this has got 3 PvP modes: the Gladiator mode, the Battle Arena mode, and Tiny Wars. And there is a player versus environment where you can obviously free roam and battle others. And then there's Tiny Slots, which is mini games. All of these present opportunities to play to earn. So in this play to earn metaverse NFT world, being able to play something for free and earn via it is turning that model on its head, and it's a fantastic model. And I expect that over the course of the next 5 years, a lot of people are going to get rich playing these play to earn games. And if you give multiple opportunities to play to earn, all the better. So there are 2 tokens with Tiny Colony. One is Tiny. Tiny is a staking and governance token, but also an NFT and land purchasing token. So they have not yet opened up the land sale, but there is going to be a land sale very, very soon, and you are going to be able to use your Tiny tokens or Tiny bits to be able to buy these this land as well as the NFT characters. And then you've got Teeny, which can be exchanged for Tiny. This is the play to earn cryptocurrency and the in-game currency. So the USPs, in my opinion, of Tiny Colony and why it's investable is because it's on Solana. Solana games just do really, really well. And luckily, Tiny Colony, well, luckily for you, I suppose, Tiny Colony has come out whilst the market is down, therefore presenting an opportunity to get into a Solana-based NFT stroke, metaverse stroke, crypto gaming platform whilst the market is down and it hasn't had a major run-up. It's obviously metaverse, it's play to earn, it's NFTs, it's land sales, it's got a very retro feel to it. So I shared on Twitter yesterday the retro design of this game, and it just looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. It looks really, really playable. A lot of, obviously, graphical and technological artistry has gone into that game. Obviously, a very, very top-notch team, and its simplicity, its feedback loop, its gameplay. It's very, very easy to play and very, very easy to earn as a result. Now, as its current standpoint, it is a 2.8 million market cap. This is based on being, well, it was anyway. It's probably gone down a little bit since I created this slide. $1.89 and 1.5 million tokens in circulating supply, which is what I have gotten from the team. So this means that over the course of time, for Solana-based cryptocurrencies, they do very, very well. Solana-based metaverse cryptocurrencies do very well, like CryoWar and Star Atlas. Yeah, Star Atlas. So basically this could present a very, very good opportunity to get into Tiny Colony. So there we are, people. That is it for the top 3 trending coins and 1 cryptocurrency that you can get today. So with that in mind, people, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it out to you. And if you have any questions for me, it's not really loading. Well, hold on a minute. It's not really loading up on my... Oh, yeah, there we are. There we are. So if you have any questions for me, then let me know. Lindsay Gardner, great to see the lives back soon, man. Please do your entertaining like reminder. Happy New Year. Oh, of course, yeah. Happy New Year, people. It's my first video of the new year. So Happy New Year, all of you. Hope you've had a great one so far. Topar. So what questions have you guys got? I would be keen to know, and I'm sorry if I've missed any super chats while I have been talking. And a cryptocurrency, actually, that has done really, really well today is Saito. Wow, 9.4 cents. So despite the market going, Bitcoin going down, which essentially takes everything down with it, we have got Saito now 100 million market cap. People, I remember I brought this to you in a video, must be about 3 months ago now, and this was at the time like under 10 million. So... And basically what Saito is a layer 1 infrastructure, but it's not just a layer 1, it's also a games arcade, which really, really does, I suppose, bodes well for the metaverse crypto gaming ecosystem, but also the scalability of this cryptocurrency. It basically is self-scaling. And the payment system for it is actually fantastic. I have missed some super chats by the looks of it, so... make sure that you let me know if you did send a super chat formally. Look into Cryptoken for Crypto. First ever engaged to earn social media for crypto enthusiasts. Share losses, gains, flex NFTs. Okay, let me have a quick gander of that. So what I do actually intend to do over the course of time is bring you more layer 1s, because actually there are quite a few layer 1s within, the top, now 16,300, which haven't yet probably been explored or spoken about. And they're probably going to go up, and they're probably going to be the kind of, what's it called? The next cadena or whatever under your noses. So I don't want you to miss out on the next cadena, which, to be honest, if I'm honest with you, I was never really that keen on cadena anyway, because it was already too high a market cap at the time. So I am looking for the 100x cadenas. Anyway, it doesn't seem to be a crypto. Oh yeah, is it this one? Yeah. Looks like a shitcoin. Volume 245. K, which is not great, is it? Let's just have a look at the how long this has been out. It's been out 2 and a bit months. And I've never heard of it. It's 10 million market cap. So let's have a gander at what it is. So, the social network for crypto enthusiasts. This is a little bit like Gamers. The first launch revolution engaged to blah, 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 blah. Bring DeFi community together, avoid wrong pulls and scales, yada, yada, yada. Social network, email service, chain quest. Fighting game similar to Tekken. Okay. Portfolio tracker. It seems to be quite a few things. What has it got in the way of VCs? None, really. You see, there's two benefits. There's a benefit to getting into a cryptocurrency that has got venture capitalists. Obviously, most cryptocurrencies that launch have not got VCs, right? That's 90% of them do not have VCs. Like a lot of the shit coins that you have on CoinMarketCap, a lot of the meme coins, they do not have VCs, okay? Because VCs only get involved in strong fundamental cryptocurrencies. This does not seem to look like it has VCs in it. So as a result of that, I don't think it's very, very good. Okay, so yes, there is a downside to VCs. VCs, if you give them enough kind of tokens in the pre-sale or seed stage, then they can dump, and they can make the cryptocurrency subject to constant dumps if the market circumstances doesn't favor that cryptocurrency. But on the whole, they help a cryptocurrency survive and be able to thrive without eventually just dying. And most cryptocurrencies do die. So anyway, yes. So Milan Chrismanic, Pond is about to move to Arbitrum on the 10th of January to lower fees and attract new stakers. Your thoughts on Pond's potential? Well, I actually invested. Thank you very much, by the way, Milan, for the contribution. I like Pond. I've always thought that Pond could have been the next Matic. Basically, Pond have pretty much the same venture capitalists, the same team, essentially, behind Matic. So I thought this was always going to be a kind of multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency. You can see it's got tremendous volume. The volume is 2 to 1. In fact, it's actually a bit greater than 2 to 1 on the market cap. So that just goes to show you this has got whale interest. It's obviously got good venture capitalists. But it's a trend that's just not yet really truly flourished. A lot of people kind of like layer 1, layer 2 secondary, and layer 0 has not really started as a kind of narrative at the moment. But these guys have really got top of the top. What's it called? Top of the top venture capitalists. Let me just have a gander. You gonna come up? No. This is where you can check on VCs. Let's see if we can find Marlin on here. Marlin Protocol. Is it going to make me sign in? No, it doesn't need to. Right, okay, so you got Basics, MIH, they were in Matic, Binance, Arrington XRP, NGC, Jihan Chu of Kinetic. Basically, they got top guys. Siddhartha, he's who I've spoken with him. I just can't tie him down to a bloody date where I'd like to chat with him more about where it's going. But I do think it's very promising. I do think that Marlin is very promising. It's got a great name as well. But thank you for the question. Gangan Deep, what do you think about Velaspad long term? It's down 300% from all-time high. I'm planning to buy second tier subscription to take part in future IDOs. Velaspad is going from strength to strength. Oh, Velas as an ecosystem is going from strength to strength. Now, Velaspad is the official endorsed launchpad for all Velas projects. Okay, so where do I go? Let me just go to Twitter. That's not what I meant to do. Twitter, Michael Suppo, right, there we are. There he is, there's me, that's me, people. This guy, that's me. Right, okay, so, as I put in a tweet, basically, Velas has become one of Ferrari's Formula 1 team car premium partners, okay? So if you've watched Formula 1, it's basically the premier race series in the world. Not IndyCar, not NASCAR, not anything else, okay? So any Americans is going to say, oh, yeah, no, it's IndyCar. No, it's not. Formula 1 is the premier racing league in all of the world. And Ferrari is the only team that has been about since the beginning of Formula 1, which is like in the 50s. And Velas is one of 3 premier partners of Ferrari. So you've got Richard Mille, Ray-Ban, Estrella, that's Carlos Sainz's favourite beer. And then you've got all of these other partners. But Velas is basically premiere. So next year, you've got Drive to Survive already, which is a Netflix series. There's a lot of eyes on Formula One now, more than ever. And on one of the most premier teams, Valas is going to be one of the top icons on that car. So it just goes to show you that Valas are serious. They are really serious about creating an ecosystem of the future. Valas already is performing very well as an ecosystem. It's in the top 100. So it just goes to show you that Valas Pad will undoubtedly foster some of the best apps, best ecosystems coming out. Now, obviously, Valas Pad is going to have Verve. It's going to have a lot of the top Valas Pad projects coming out. So I imagine that Valas Pad over time is going to increase in value as obviously the Bluezilla team bring out more projects on Valas Pad. And again, I've just shown you Bad Days. That looks like a very top NFT cryptocurrency. So it could be a fantastic opportunity to get into Valas Pad while it's down. I have sold Valas Pad. Not all of it. Just some of it. A very, very little bit of it when I was taking profits for Meta VPad, I guess. But I own enough to have the top tier in Valas Pad and get involved in all the premier launches on Valas Pad. So as a result of that, I imagine that as the crypto market gains strength, as more money flows in, as it becomes more bullish, this is going to go back to where it was. And it's not just the opportunity of Valas Pad itself, the gains of Valas Pad, but it's also everything that gets launched via Valas Pad. Valhalla came out. That was a 640x. And Meta VPad was a 1200x. They came out on Valas Pad. So it just goes to show. And of course, you've got Dotpad also going to be coming out on Valas Pad. So just goes to show, very, very good investment, I personally think. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to up your subscription. Alan the Warrior, Happy New Year, Superman. Are you still bullish on Convergence? Can you please give us your opinion on Marlin? Is it possible for us to give a target price for these? So for Marlin, I've always thought that deserves to be around about $1. I think that it's criminally undervalued, and I use the word undervalued very rarely, but I do think Marlin is heavily undervalued, just like I think Hashgraph is it's called Hedera now, isn't it? So Hedera is criminally undervalued. Criminally. This should be at least $5 in my opinion, and it should go higher. As for Convergence, well, Convergence is a funny one because it's a DeFi cryptocurrency. It's DeFi kind of 1.0, which is kind of the old, staking and earn a yield thing. DeFi 2.0 is basically DAOs. So DAOs have become the newest and best kind of DeFi products. Things like Time, Midas DAO, Olympus, etc. Those have become like the premier DeFi 2.0s. And DeFi 1.0, not necessarily that good. Now, Convergence is a tier 1 project, in my personal opinion. The volume is reflective of how relevant DeFi is right now. However, what Convergence have got, and I don't think I can access it here, but they have got an offering now of being able to get Matic at, essentially, to get Matic at $1.12 or something. So Matic right now, Polygon, whatever. Polygon right now is $2.40. Right, so they're basically a 60% discount. So I think Convergence is fantastic. However, it's the irregularity. Like, think about what Convergence is. Essentially, it allows you to buy, kind of IPO, IDO tokens, right? You see something like BSC Pad, they bring out a couple of projects a week. Recently, probably less so because of the market downturn, but around about 2 projects a week on average. Convergence have brought out about 2 projects in the last 3 months. So that's why it goes down. They don't bring in the token demand. That is the problem. But thank you for the question. Please talk about Konomai. Konomai. I've not looked at Konomai in a long time. To be honest, I don't care for it anymore. Reason being is because really Akala has just shat all over this, essentially. Like, what is the point now of Konomai? Like, Konomai was meant to be one of the is one of the Polkadot DeFi Alliance cryptocurrencies, one of their premier projects, looking to be the next Aave, and it never really worked out. It's still on Ethereum. Is there even a platform as of yet? You know, can you even lock up tokens as of yet? No, I don't think you even can. No, it's still just a landing page. So despite them having probably, you know, amongst top kind of VCs, GBV, etc., the market hasn't really suited them. There's no real product. So as a result of that, there's not a lot. It's long term. You know, you've got to, if you're long term investing in cryptocurrency, sometimes to really exploit the money making opportunities, you've got to hold for a long time. And if you don't feel it anymore, then it's best just come out of it. Anything others? How long have I been on the line, as it were? 40 minutes. Okay, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Something that I definitely do want to actually explore is NFTs. Like, it's probably the only area of cryptocurrency I'm not quite an expert in, and don't really hold a lot, actually. I certainly don't hold any of the famous NFTs. I don't have a CryptoPunk. I don't have a Bored Ape. But I want to. It just kind of feels like I'll probably have to wait until it goes bearish again in NFTs. But I do definitely see a lot of value in this. Actually, I do want to bring up something to you. I heard this on the grapevine. Okay, I've heard it on the grapevine. And that is that Soul Chicks is going to be launching on it's going to be getting a new listing. It's going to be a kind of tier 1 exchange coming very, very shortly. Just to let you know that. Yeah. I probably shouldn't say any more than that, but I have heard it off the grapevine. Anything else? Any other questions? What about PulseX? Let's have a look. So PulseX now has got not actually a lot. I thought this would have a lot more. Like on the day one, this had 178 million, and like 3-4 days later, it's only doubled that. Funnily enough, what I have noticed is that Hex has gone down, which is quite weird. So I could have sold my Hex. Well, I could have contributed my Hex at a higher rate, so I'm going to wait now. But Hex is still kind of strong, I think. Like even when it dips, it kind of remains quite strong. But yeah, but you know, PulseX, it's very, very difficult to have an understanding of where this one is going, because for every $1, where is it? It's not there. Yeah, here we are. So for every $1, you get 10,000 tokens, right? That's what you get. And so what that means is that this is $294 million. So 294 million times 10,000 is what's going to be minted. Now, I know that when I spoke with Richard Hart, when we had our live stream, he said he likes to keep his circulating supplies extremely low. But the evidence that I have seen from Pulse Chain is that everybody's balance is going to be available, you know, when Pulse Chain opens out, which says to me that the initial circulating supply is going to be dramatically big. It may not include the kind of 15 billion that was sacrificed on the last day. That might be locked or not put into circulation. However, there's still going to be, you know, 8 million times 10. No, there's more than that. I can't remember quite what was it. Pulse lead XYZ, I think it's called. And this will tell me how much was sacrificed to Pulse Chain if it ever loads. 670 million was sacrificed in the initial, officially sacrificed in the initial Pulse Chain round. So that's 670 times 10,000. That isn't including the 15 billion that was subsequently sacrificed. So I do still think 670 times 10,000 is basically 6 trillion, I think. Maybe more, or maybe less, I don't know. But it's just huge, right? So therefore, as a result, I don't personally see it being like Hex. So Hex was, if we go right back, if we go look all time and look at the market cap. No, wrong thing. Look at the market cap of all time. So we can see, well, they didn't include a market cap till February, and it was 4 million at this point. Like, I don't see Pulse Chain or Pulse X being this low a market cap. I just don't see how it can be even possible, because with that amount of coins, it would have to be like 0, 0. It would have to be multiple zeros, which means that people are basically in a loss. So it would need to be in the trillions for people to even be breaking even on Pulse Chain. So as a result of that, I think Pulse X will be the same. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be huge multipliers. So yeah, it's a fantastic system for Richard Hart. I've got to say, it's a fantastic system, because what you are essentially doing is you are sacrificing to an address. I can find Pulse X again. So you are essentially sacrificing all these everybody's various bags are being sacrificed to the sacrifice address, and they're gone forever, essentially owned now by Richard Hart. So making him more of a millionaire. So I think Richard Hart, that is a fantastic system, if I'm honest with you. But I don't know what gains will be there, but it is going to be the largest airdrop. So as a result of that, probably will yield good multipliers. Not great, but good. Tiny's market cap is actually around 9 million. Okay, I don't know, because they have got an amount in liquidity, but actual, strictly speaking, circulating supply is 1.5 million. Not much more in the way of questions. So I think I'll probably leave it there, unless anybody's got any more for any more. Hedera's a monster with massive upside from John Y. Yes, I agree. Suppo Hedera is heavily centralized. Well, who gives a shite, really? Like, as far as an infrastructure is concerned, it's literally the dogs. It's literally incredible. Is Lena dead? No, I don't think it's dead. But Lena is another one of those, DeFi cryptocurrencies, isn't it? DeFi, the old, wrong one. The old DeFi 1.0 is not brilliant, so it's not terrible. But in a market of oh my god, 55 million, that's insane. That's a huge amount of volume. So obviously this has still got good institutional money in it. But with 16,000 cryptocurrencies, you really got to do it's hard nowadays to be top of mind with that. That's it. How would Bluezilla keep up and stay relevant in launchpads? Well, they're doing it. They're literally doing it. Like, they are staying relevant by basically providing more launchpads, more opportunities within these launchpads. They're very active, even during a time like this. I personally thought launching Meta VPad during December was a bad thing to do, but they did it, and they did it, and it made a 1200x. So it just goes to show they're not stupid. They make very good decisions. They know what they're doing. They're not dumb. So as a result of that, I feel pretty safe having a lot of money in Bluezilla based launchpads, because there's just so much money to be made from that. And the fantastic thing is that with a longer cycle, which is what we are having, it gives more opportunities to take part in more launches. And the vesting, which initially, if you were getting involved in things, if you were getting involved in projects the latter part of 2021, there was a danger that you were getting 10% a month released back to you in these vested periods. And there was a danger that if the bull market ended in December, that all of the remaining 70-80% that was left to be released would come out in a bear market. However, what did happen was we've had an extended cycle. So that means that a lot of them should go through to maturity, and the big gains will hopefully be realized in all the projects. So I think Bluezilla is one of few projects actually doing very, very well. Price prediction for Moon River. Again, Moon River has been kind of superseded. Like, Moon River is Kusama, essentially, and Moonbeam is Polkadot. Moonbeam I expect to do very well when it launches. Moon River I expect it to be kind of second place, but I think that the dot ecosystem and the dot narrative is not something that it's not something that's been realized yet. The last time we really saw it was early part of 2021, and things just boomed. And I think that when we do realize the power of Substrate and smart contract software within the Substrate, within the Substrate benefits, we will see greater adoption and greater money flow going into Polkadot projects, but it's just not happened yet. And if the money's going to go into anything, it'll go into Moonbeam, and then it'll go into kind of Moonriver secondary. Like it's just it's inferior compared to Moonbeam. So more money flow is going to go into Moonbeam, but I do still see Moonriver going up the top 100 as kind of rank 141. I do see this being much better. The thing about Moonbeam and Moonriver is they are not kind of Turing complete smart contract software, right? They're not. They require other chains in order to be able to kind of satisfy smart contract execution. Okay, so what you really ideally are looking for when you're investing in infrastructure is they do the full cycle. They've got everything within that blockchain, like Cardano. Why Cardano is the best. But Moonbeam is going to take scalability of Polkadot and of Ethereum to greater levels. So I do see it doing well. Not necessarily brilliantly, though. What's your prediction for Saito? I hope that Saito continues to go from strength to strength. If we have a look at where Saito is right now, they still haven't got mainnet. They still haven't updated their website. Everything still looks exactly the same as it did when it was 1 cent. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not this price has not got built into it all of its benefits. It's not got an ecosystem. It's not got a live mainnet. It's not got the best website. It's not got a games arcade. It's all it's got at the moment is everything's in beta. So therefore, this should have a ton of value to come. I do think this is going to be in the top 100. I do think this is going to achieve that. So let's go for it, Saito. Let's go for it. What about Cadena from Jayana? It's too high in value. I don't care. PulsePad price prediction. Should do well when the Pulse ecosystem starts to get built, in my personal opinion. Side Stratos. Yes, Stratos testnet is coming mainnet this quarter. I don't know why I put side in. It's one of those things when you are typing what you're thinking. But anyway, Stratos is doing really well. Again, this is an ecosystem that I think this is criminally undervalued, and I think a lot of it is to do with its concentration. Like Saito is basically layer 1 for everything, and Stratos is concentrating a lot on content delivery networks. As a result of that, people are imagining the thetas, the verbs, the social medias, decentralized social media is going to come out of Stratos, which is a fantastic niche when decentralized social media happens. However, people are not necessarily thinking, right, I'm going to get DeFi, I'm going to get NFT, I'm going to get metaverse, I'm going to get all of these things from Stratos, because they are marketed as content delivery platform. But they actually are. They are layer 1 for all of these things. It's just that their concentration has been CDNs. But I think it's going to do fantastically. I think it's going to be multiple dollars. I think this should $20 easy. I'm not selling a thing. Okay, so I'm leaving my money in. Hi, Superman. What do you think of Ridotto? Thank you very much, Victor, for the the contribution. Ridotto was a card starter, a Cardano-based. Let's just I'm buying that smart chain in Ethereum. A Cardano-based poker game. I didn't get involved in it, but it did very well when it came out, and it's losing relevance. But I imagine this will probably do well, kind of metaverse time. Let's have a look and see how this performed during the last 3 months. Yeah, exactly. Look. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is November, right? It's displaying it in American dates. So where it says 11/3, to me that's March the 11th. Not the 3rd of November. But look, it did really well in the metaverse season. So when crypto gaming is trending, this will do well. Hey, Sue, what do you think? Do you think Sidus has huge potential? Yes. Yeah, I do. I really think Sidus is going to be one of the big games coming out of cryptocurrency, without a doubt. I think 78. It's about where it should be. I think. It's nothing there yet. It's going to be playable in the next few months. NFT sales is going to be happening very, very shortly. There's going to be 3 tiers of character. I think it's going to be rare, epic, and legendary. I'm personally going to get an epic. Legendary is going to be like 21k. So I'm going to get a hit. I'm going to get epic. I'm not going to, yeah. Even though it probably could be worth tons more in the future. But Sinus Heroes, I think, is going to be a massive game. It just looks brilliant. And you can play it right now as well. Like the demo. You could just play it right now. There's not a lot to play though. That's the unfortunate thing. But you can actually play it at the moment. And I can't remember what the controls are. But it's available right now. So you can see just how kind of you can see how smooth. Look, smooth AF. But I don't know any of the bloody I don't know any of the yeah. Anyway, but whatever the case, you can have a go at it. But look, it just looks awesome. It looks awesome. So yeah, I think Sidus is going to be massive, and I am not selling that. I am not selling it. So what do you think about Lossless and Crow? What's Crow? Is that crypto.com? No, not a lot, to be honest. Huge market cap. Not interested at all. And Lossless, DeFi hack mitigation tool for token creators. Our code detects freezes, reverse stolen funds. It's pretty similar to Happy. I think Happy's better. Anyway, but this is Anyway, so there we are, people. Anyway, I think that is it. I've been on for nearly an hour. Don't want to outstay my welcome. But, people, yes, there we are. So, what I want you to let me know in the comments is, do you think that I should do live streams, or do you think I should do pre-recorded? I did a poll on Twitter, and that poll was quite a resounding stick to 12 to 15 minute pre-recordeds. 67%, so that's over 2/3 saying stick to pre-recordeds. Or do you think I should do live? Do you prefer live before pre-recorded? Let me know. I would be keen to find out. Obviously, a lot of I think probably traditional Team Suppo prefer the live because it's way more interactive. Traditional Team Suppo is a bit more about fundamentals and learning, and really trying to starve out as much information from me as possible, which I think is actually the better scenario selfishly for subscribers. But with the pre-recorded, you just get what I give you, right? You get what I give you. You don't get any more insight than that. So so it all really depends on kind of what you want out of cryptocurrency. So anyway, so let me know in the comments, lives or pre-recordeds. But till next time, people, I love you and you're brilliant. The body of coins, amen. And the blood of the weak hands, amen. And I shall see you next time. You are blessed. Hashtag blessed. God, feels like a long time since then. Back in the 20,000 subscriber days. And I will see you next time. I've been the Suppoman, and you have been incredible, and I love you very much. And I'll see you next time. Happy New Year. It is lights out, all out.